hmm I found out that the city, yes, has an archive, and there's a lot of contracts and different types of legal documents that the city has. Yes. But there was this concept of preempt. And I thought, well, what does it mean to preempt federal law? Now, I had emailed yesterday. Yeah. hmm And I showed you a forgery, and then there was the falsification of marriage applications. Right. And then there's the issue of the marriage certificate. Yes. And I just thought I should really understand that nothing in this agreement is intended to, nor shall operate to, preempt federal law. Now, the preemption, yes, of federal law, because somehow I think you are preempting federal law. Yes. Now, there's the preemption, yes, the right to buy before others, as in see right of preemption, yes. The purchase of something that under this right, an earlier seizure or appropriations, occupation of public land, so as to establish a preemptive title. Now, in constitutional law, the principle derived from the supremacy clause that a federal law can supersede or supplant any inconsistent state law or regulation. Mhm, mhm. Also termed in sense 5 federal preemption. See complete preemption doctrine. Preempt. Yeah. Now, complete preemption doctrine would mean that you, as a state, yeah, are obligated to enforce the Fifth and 14th Amendment of the right to due process. Yeah. Now, there's the obstacle preemption. Preemption claimant, preemption right, the privilege to take priority over others in claiming land subject to preemption. Privilege arises from the holder's actual settlement of the land. Preemptive right, a shareholder's privilege. I know that it's probably one of these right now that we said, well, we're not going to enforce the rights of federal law. Now, just looking through quite a bit of the documentation, when you issue a traffic citation for an individual that you don't physically stop their vehicle and see if they have a driver's license, yes. Should have I gotten this traffic citation in the mail? And there's a thought, okay, because I said it earlier. Yes, most of these traffic citations are for misdemeanors. Yes. But I was just wondering, see, there's a mandatory appearance. Yes. One of the following options applies: the date of appearance, date box, you must appear in court at that date and time. Yes. If there's a number in the appearance box, you must appear in court on the number of days indicated. Yes. When you appear, you will be advised of your constitutional rights and the possible penalties if you are convicted. You may also be asked to enter a plea of not guilty or guilty. Now, since you used a traffic citation to allege the violating of the restraint provisions of the protection order, and you put down my address as homeless, did you obstruct me from receiving any mail at 1023 Kitchen Dick Road? Well, let's say you issued this traffic citation, right? And it has my driver's license number, yes. And it has the date of expiration, yes. My last name, I was not personally stopped in Sequim, Washington. First name, middle name, yes. State of Washington, zip code, yeah. But you put down homeless, yeah. Whereas all the other documentation was sent to 1023 Kitchen Dick Road. How does the post office know that it is not deliverable, and then that would be not served? Yes, as in I was not served the traffic citation. Poop. Now, I'm just kind of looking at this because my driver's license says I'm 6'2". Yes. My height is 255 pounds. Right. I wasn't in Sequim, Washington. And you wouldn't admit any of the evidence of my innocence? No, no, no. Mhm. Are you sure that serving me when or after you arrested me on January 4th of 2016? Yes. And you served the ticket on me, mandatory court appearance, appearance date, your name, you are charged with the crimes described? Yes. You must respond to the court below? Yes. Now, this is the Clown County District Court. Yes. Yes, yes. It says here, if you do not appear, this may result in a warrant for your arrest and detention in jail. Also, if traffic is checked, you may lose your driver's license privilege. Yes. I'm just kind of, well, obviously, you do some sort of scheduling. And if you put homeless as the address, then you actually obstructed me from having a post office. Can you just arbitrarily say homeless, Port Angeles, Washington? I mean, did you know I was homeless at that day? Yes. I wasn't homeless in Seattle, Washington. I mean, do you know where the homeless live? See, homeless, it means that you don't have a physical address. Yes. And when you put that in there as an address, it can mean anywhere in the United States. I mean, really. How did you know I was in Port Angeles? Did you know I was in Port Angeles on December 31st of 2015? Well, I'm just asking. See, I would have thought that it says here, right, if appearance date box is blank. Yeah. Now, did operate a following motor vehicle, did then commit each of the following offenses. Date issued, if there's a date in the appearance date box, you must appear. There's no date there. No. There's no time. No. Mandatory court appearance. Yes. It looks like this is something you give to somebody when you stop them in their vehicle. Now, just so that I know, how'd you know I was homeless in Port Angeles, Washington? You know, I think when you put homeless in as an address, it preempts federal law. Now, there could be a lawsuit in this, yes, for not giving the last known address in the actual address box so that the United States Postal Service could deliver the mail. Yes. And since you refuse to acknowledge my rights as the defendant, it looks to me like you're preempting federal law. Is there any possible way, yes, that you could enforce federal law?